if you're sex repulsed, that's something you should probably work on, not to have sex, but so that repulsion isn't the reason you're not having sex. Like, because that's pretty wild, right? Like, a fundamental component of both the body and human social behavior is repulsive. Well, again, you don't have to want to do it. I'm not saying you should have to do it. You don't have to do it at all. It's your free choice. That's fine. But repulsion, that seems like something you might want to work on a little bit, right? I think that's fair. If you're not sexually attracted to, so I'll say this, look, I'm bi, so maybe I'm not the fairest, but like if I was a straight guy, let's say I'm not into men. The crazy world that would be, right? But let's say I wasn't into men. You know, if I saw a naked guy, locker room or something, and I was like, okay, and then I moved on with my life, not really attracted to him, that's fine. That's normal. But if I saw him and I got repulsed, like just by like a dick at all, or like a naked guy or something, I would think that's an issue. Like, because it's really, we were all walking around like that for like all of humanity for a million years until we put leaves on our dicks or something. Like, you're telling me for all that time you would have been, why is that an issue? Because for one, there is literally no benefit to having a repulsion. Unless you're like being repulsed by, I don't know, spoiled meat or something. Like, because that's protecting you from that. But like, why? It's the human body. You know? But it's like I don't know. Just, you should, like, that's coming from somewhere, right? You don't have like a deep-seated psychological revulsion to something natural like the human body without there being some kind of like explanation. I don't know if it's trauma or whatever the fuck else, but at the very least, it's probably good to like talk about it or something. Disgust is just it's a vitriolic reactionary. I mean that in both senses, reactive and reactionary, and irrational response. Unless it's like spoiled meat or whatever. Again, we're not talking about like a survival mechanism. We're talking about like a dong, and it's probably good to at least understand, yeah, where that's coming from and try to work in it a little bit. It's no hate. I'm not like shaming you or whatever. What do you feel disgusted towards? I really don't like watching people vomit. I usually turn away from that one scene in The Matrix. That usually gets me. Don't like seeing that. Where does it come from? Because it's icky. That's where it comes from. I've investigated it, Top psychiatric minds have worked on me, and it's because it's gross. It's like icky, that's the takeaway on it. Vaush, that's part of the human body. There's people who find that hot. CMX Dizzy, now I think you're being disingenuous. Associating an aversion to seeing people vomit to revulsion of naked human bodies, I think that's the disingenuousness that I don't respect. No need to attack me. I'm not out here shaming anyone. Vaush, what's more attractive, men or women? I mean, I'm generally more attracted to women than men, but there's kind of like a horseshoe theory to this, where if a person starts to look too feminine, I find it less appealing. It's not, there's kind of like there's a bell curve, but it doesn't taper to full at the ends, basically. Are you more attracted to women or femininity? What's a woman? Scientists haven't even found that out yet. I don't fucking know. You can't even have an opinion on that anymore because of woke. I don't fucking know. I know this one, a woman's a chair. Ain't that right? Like, do you prefer women? You're not getting at the heart of my preferences, okay? None of you qualify. You know why? Because I would, I tell you, I talk to someone, they're like, you know what I like doing? Talking in VGG. Next date. Sorry. You gotta know, all right? Huge red flag. Gotta dust that shit off early, otherwise people get ideas. Is VGG repulsion healthy? I wouldn't feel a need to bring it up to a professional. All right. Vaush, I'm actually a little more offended at the idea that I'm not being genuine than that you think I need to stare at dicks a little bit more. MX Dizzy, wild thing to accuse me of. Not even reading past that. Come on. Come on. You're bringing a lot of you to this. A lot of what you've got going on up here to this. And I wasn't engaging with that. I was only engaging with the text. I mean, you're kind of proving my point, to be honest, because your reaction affirms the belief that there's some deep-seated psychological reasoning behind your response to what I said. You're kind of you're doing the I'm not mad, don't put in the papers that I'm mad bit, when the initial claim, dude, you said I was shitting, you don't lie to me. You can't be mad about me saying you're being disingenuous when you typed out, Vaush, I'm actually a little more offended at the idea I'm not being genuine than that you think I need to stare at dicks a little more till they don't weird me out. You can't complain about me characterizing you as disingenuous on this issue when you're throwing out shit like that, which I didn't do and didn't even come close to implying. Okay? It's cool. It's not my issue to solve or anything. I just expressed an opinion. We don't have to fight about it. What else do you mean by working it genuinely? This is why I've gone back to saying the R slur, because sometimes you guys leave me no choice. What do you mean? If a person feels like a repulsion at just sex or the human body, that probably is rooted in a psychological issue worth examining and talking about, at least thinking about, I think. You think the only way to do that is exposure therapy? Oh, you have a problem looking at dick, Google dick and look at it? Come on. I'm not your enemy here. Why are we talking about penis? Well, it is VGG.